All right. So okay. All right. So let me see. Hold on, guys. Give me a sec. Multitasking. I'll check if anybody else needs to come into the class. Okay. All right. So with that said, so have I gone through the method of data collection with you for the SB as it? I haven't touched that. I only touched the introduction, right?
No, sir. Yes, sir. Only introduction.
All right. So we're gonna just briefly run through what is expected for the method of data collection. Give me a sec. Okay.
Question.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
You said that we were supposed to submit parts to the school of our SB. When is the introduction part due?
From about 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, from about 3 weeks ago, I collected like one or two. Some person's emailed me already, so that's what I was waiting on, but I wasn't getting anybody. So I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe them have it and them good. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I can email it?
Yeah, man, of course.
Oh, okay. So can you please type your email in the chat?
My email.
Yeah.
Kevin, can you copy my email and put it in the chat, please?
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, so this is Thursday. I need Tuesday evening. Sorry, guys, hold on. I'm trying to find a document. All right, so we have. Okay, so Tuesday evening, guys. What do we do on Tuesday evenings? Again, I think it's algebra. Can you confirm, guys, if it's algebra? What is it
Yes,
that we
sir.
did the last class?
Binomial
That was
expansion.
Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that means that we are on so we have, what was the last consumer arithmetic topic that we did? What is the last consumer arithmetic topic that we did? I need to know if I need to finish that tonight.
Profit and loss.
Okay, so did we do hire purchase?
Yes, sir.
We did. And that was the last class or last week Tuesday?
It was a Tuesday, sir.
Okay, profit and loss, we did hire purchase. All right, so that means tonight we're just gonna wrap up everything tonight. This is the last class we're gonna be teaching consumer arithmetic. All right, because there's quite a few questions on your end of term test on that topic. So yeah. But before we get to that, let's jump into the method of data collection. So guys, for the method of data collection, as it relates to the SB, the method of data collection is somewhat self-explanatory, right? And it's just, as it says, the method by which you're going to collect your data. Now, for research papers, there are usually three methods that is to collect data. We have traditionally, we normally use questionnaires. And then, of course, we have what are called interview questions. And then we have what is called observation/experiments. Now, for the math SB, unlike, the POB, the social studies, those subjects that carry like written SBs, math, not so much. Math is less words, right? But there's a particular way in which to get the 2 marks for the method of data collection, it has to be written a certain way. Now, depending on the topic that you chose from the list that I sent to you in the group, majority of math SBs we would prefer if you'd use a more experimental observational approach towards it. Now, there are some topics that are questionnaire based. And so if you have one of those topics that is questionnaire based, or you feel like a questionnaire is the best way for you to collect the data, then I particularly prefer you not to have too many questions. Just try to get your questions to be very precise, on point, to the point. So just keep it at, I think, 8 to 12 questions. Please avoid yes and no questions as best as you can, right? Please ask what are called optional questions. So you want to ask questions where you can create the responses for your participants to answer, right? No, you can have one or two yes and no questions, or those type of questions where you have like satisfactory, not so satisfactory, or numerical options. You want to choose questions like those. No, it sounds easy. I promise you, it just sounds easy. Like, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna come up with 8 questions that is related to traffic congestion, or related to like how much money do students spend on a daily basis, or just come up with 8 questions. No, it's not that easy, guys, right? Because the questions have to be structured in such a way that it's going to give you the answer towards the objectives that you would have written in your introduction. Your introduction is supposed to have like 3 objectives. Well, not 3, but 2. You can have 1 as well, right? Be specific. Or you can have 2 or 3 objectives. Now, for me, because I know I've been through the process of writing an SBA, and just by teaching SBA for over 8 years, students at every level have problems writing questions. So my recommendation is, we have to get with the age. Try to use AI as a form of helping you to structure the questions, right? So artificial intelligence can download Chatbot AI off the App Store or the Play Store, right? And then you can just ask the AI to write you 10 questions related to whatever the topic you're doing. Now, the question, yeah, go ahead.
Someone wants to be the team.
All right, just a second. Let me continue that. Hold on, guys. All right, guys. So depending on the questions that the AI would give you, then you might have to modify the question, right? So you might have to change it a little bit, because you don't want to use plagiarism. You want to add your own flavor to the question. So if it can be modified, I would recommend that you do so. You try to modify the questions, right, as best as you can. And sometimes the questions that AI might give you, they might be like, open-ended questions. Try to change the questions to more optional form. So don't ask questions like, do you like the color blue? Because the answer to that can either be yes or no. You want to write questions like, describe your favorite color and why. Something like that. You want to write those type of questions. All right. So another way that you can also get questions, as I said, it just sounds easy to write the question, but they are not, right? The SBA is easy, but it's the questions, right? It makes the work later on in the analysis of data, the discussion of findings, and the conclusion easier. Now you can use Google and you can type in what are called FAQs. So you can type right? These are some of the little shortcuts that I use. So FAQs. What FAQ is FAQ is frequently asked questions. So normally use FAQs like whenever it is that you want to find out what are the frequently asked questions about this topic, right? So people all over the world ask questions about something. So if you type in FAQ and say something like hire purchase, you'll get a bunch of different questions that is related to people asking questions as it relates to whether hire purchase is a good thing or a bad thing. So that's easy ways. You can take 10, 15 minutes and get 8 to 12 questions that you are satisfied with. Okay. Now, once you've decided that you're using questionnaire, let's say that you decide that, sir, I don't feel like this topic is a topic that requires a questionnaire. Maybe I can interview somebody. Now, hire purchase is one of those topics that is very overused as well in the CXC curriculum. Like everybody uses that topic as an SBA, right? But it's a good topic where we can show you why interview questions are good. Can you get you get the personals in there to talk to you. When the personals in there tell you their experiences about customers coming in to take items out on hire purchase, then you find that you get a lot of analysis from her. You can get discussions of findings, information from the personnel. So if you can conduct like an interview, then that would be good if you can, right? Keep your interview questions minimum 3. I feel like 3 to 5 is good. 5 is a lot because you don't want to go in there and when you're talking to them, take up them time. You want to be quick, concise, to the point, What is your thoughts on hire purchase? Do you think it's a good option for persons? Why are there so many persons that are not with the concept of hire purchase? Keep the questions open-ended. And if you can, ask them if you can record them, and then, don't ask them to repeat anything, right? Let them talk, right? And then you record them, and then you go home where you take out the information from what they have said, and then you structure your little, pointers, right? So that is interview questions. Now, observation and experiment. There's 2 particular topics that comes in mind, and they're quite well. One is overused. One is very cliche. It's a very cliche topic, right? Typing versus writing. If you're the student that's doing that particular topic, then if you're doing that particular topic for the SBA, then it can be a questionnaire-based topic, but I feel like you're not going to get genuine data. I feel like the genuine data will come from you actually having somebody participate in a typing versus writing exercise. Traffic congestion is a topic that I came up with, and that's also a topic where you can't really ask people much questions about it. No, it's very opinionated. So you want to do an observation. Let's say that you wanted to look at the average time frame taken for a particular vehicle to move from point A to point B at time frame 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And then you have another time frame 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Then you have 7 o'clock or 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Those periods where traffic is high, lunchtime, school over, school is beginning. That topic is an observational topic. So it's you can just stand up half an hour and observe what is happening. Observe how long you took, or that you observe that a particular car will move through the traffic at a certain time frame during the day. And, that's it. And once you can do that, you should be okay. Not questionnaire based. Now, it's very good if you can use a combination, because it just makes the latter part of the SBA quicker and faster, right? So if you can do that, that would be great. All right. Now, as I said, those are the methods by which data is collected or can be collected. Now,
Excuse me, sir. Someone wants to be let in again.
All right, then. So once you've done that, once you've decided on the method by which you're going to be collecting the data, then all you have to do now is to describe it to me, right, in a summary. So I must, as the reader, as the marker, when I read your method of data collection, I must be able to vividly see that this is exactly what was done to collect the data. So let's say, for example, typing versus writing. There's so many angles that you can actually do this topic from. You can actually give a student 5 minutes to write off a certain amount of words. And when the 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and whenever the time is up, you'd count up the amount of words that that particular child was able to write. You'd give them an excerpt or cut out a section from a magazine. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be a bunch of words that make a whole paragraph. And you can record how many words was this child or this particular person was able to write within this time frame. Or from the other angle, you can actually time them to see how fast they can write off 100, 150 words without making any punctuation errors. And you have to create it like a little competition, like, so they know that they're competing. So you have to force them to make mistake, but also tell them that they should make minimal mistake as possible. Okay. So that's like some of the stuff that you guys can do. But like I said, I don't know what topics you guys have chosen. And so if you want a recommendation, we could do it now. If you want to throw it out there, then I can make my recommendations for the next 5 minutes. Anybody has a topic that they would like to get a recommendation as to what method you think is best? Has
Me,
anybody
sir.
chosen? Go ahead. What is your topic?
Is it hire purchase? The hire purchase one? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so I was explaining hire purchase. So I feel like that's really a questionnaire-based topic, and you can kind of merge it a little bit with an interview, right? Of 3 to 5 questions, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's my recommendation. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I've seen persons use observation where they go into the store and they pick 5 items, right? 5 random items that is useful to a household, and they looked at the different, ways in which they could be cost effective using hire purchase. What's the best method? What's the best recommendation? So, I feel like I would go for just a combination between interview and a few questionnaires. That's just my opinion. But okay, that's it. Anybody else? Anyone else? Okay. All right. All right. So with that said, then that close up that section of this class. Take a little bit of time, but that was necessary. So get to that. I would love to approve everybody's method of data collection before we go off on the break, so that after the festive season around the 27th, 28th, you guys can actually start. We know the festive season goes. You're going to have some fun. So after the fun done now, and school starts about January the 6th, you guys are gonna have approximately like 11 days to like collect your data. So my DM is always open, so you guys know how to consult me. Okay. So we'll close up that section. And again, if you still don't understand what is it that I just explained, the class is being recorded, so you can always watch it back on YouTube during the after the festive season. Okay. All right, so tonight then we're going to wrap up the topic of consumer arithmetic, right? We're going to wrap up the topic. So tonight we're trying to go through as much question within the next hour. We're trying to go through as much questions related to the following